May I come in, sir?
Yes, come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
afternoon, ma'am.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you are vaccinated.
Yes,
you can
sir.
remove your mask.
Thank you, sir.
Uttam,
Yes, sir.
please introduce yourself to the board.
Sir, my name is Uttam. I belong to a village named Nizampur in Haryana. I have done my basic schooling from my village only. Post that, I moved to the district headquarters for the higher education. I have done post-graduation with chemistry as my main subject. After that, I started preparation for the UPSC. This is my third attempt with UPSC and first interview.
Who inspired you to join civil services, Uttam?
Sir, actually since childhood I wanted to be a civil servant because my father once told me when I was 2 or 3 that okay, if you want if you want to achieve something good in your life, then you should become IAS officer. Then sir, I dig about it and I found that yes, the civil services gives an opportunity, multiple role playing in the whole of life. This gives a lot of diversity and also the social service, which in other fields is lacking. So sir, I thought that yes, I can become civil servant.
What will give you a sense of fulfillment in life?
Sorry, sir?
What will give you a sense of fulfillment in life?
Sir, sense of fulfillment in life, I think being a civil servant, serving my country as well as serving the people of my country. When I will work hard, my country will grow and all the people of India will grow with me. I think that will give me a self-fulfillment.
Okay. Uttam, there is a Sanskrit, famous Sanskrit saying, which says, Yatra naryastu pujyante ramate tatra devata, meaning thereby, where women are worshipped, there lives the gods. Whenever they are not worshipped, all actions result in failure. Do you agree with this philosophy?
I completely agree with this. I will not say that women should be worshipped, sir, but I will say that here worship meaning is respect to the women. That women should be respected. We have seen in the society that women are not respected in generally. They are taken for granted. Even in multiple cases, we can see that women are just taken for granted. So I would say yes, if we will respect women, we will give them their right, then society will also grow. A family where women is respected, given the right to choice and everything, the family will also grow, and a country where women will be given their equal right and required respect, then country will also grow.
So what do you think, how this is going to happen? By enacting laws per se are going to protect women from exploitation?
Yes sir, a legal approach is one of the approach. We have to take it because without any law, definitely.
But we have any number of laws protecting interest of women.
I am coming to that point. I'm saying that legal approach is the first approach we should take. But apart from the legal approach, we have to take social approach as well. We have to take empowerment approach as well to the women, so that we have to educate women, make them aware about their right, so that they can speak for themselves. Yes, they want this empowerment and they want to do this in the life. Moreover, society should also be made aware that if we will give women the equal right, equal opportunity, then it is for the betterment of everybody.
Who will give equal rights and equal opportunities to women? You said if we give, who are we?
So I would say that everybody, every woman also should try to give right to the other women, and every man also should try to give the right to the women.
And then don't you agree with me that we Indians are hypocrites? On the one hand, we worship rivers. On the other hand, we pollute our rivers.
Yes, sir. So actually, worshipping, our methodology of worshipping is something different, that we offer flowers and other things to the river. We generally use this earthen pots. I think worshipping is not that matter, but our methodology of worshipping is that make the rivers polluted. So might be people should be educated about this, that these things are polluting the river, and if they will understand this, then definitely they will not use such things further.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Uttam, it is being reported in newspapers etc. that large number of young male members in the villages of Haryana are remaining unmarried.
Yes, sir.
Why this kind of social trends are emerging?
Sir, I would say that first reason, sex ratio. because women are lesser in number. Second thing I would say, sir, that women are now being educated, so they want someone who can marry with someone who can marry, who should be educated enough, who should be well settled. So this might be another reason. And third, I would say, sir, that males who are in rural India are unmarried, they are not qualified ones, so they cannot find a better bride for themselves.
That means girls in Haryana are marrying boys from outside the state?
No, sir, they are marrying in the state. Even some cases are there when girls are being married outside the state. It depends upon the family mindset.
Because they don't find sufficient number of educated liberal male members.
Yes, sir. This is also one reason.
Okay. Let's say you are a student of chemistry, you have done MSc. As we move up in the atmosphere,
yes, sir,
it is said that in the thermosphere, temperature is found to be very high, reaching up to 2000 degrees Celsius. But when a person goes into that sphere, the temperature does not feel that much.
Okay.
Using the concepts of chemistry, can you explain feeling of temperature and existence of temperature?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to comment on this.
Okay. What are the greenhouse gases?
So greenhouse gases are the gases which absorbs the outgoing terrestrial radiations and also reflect the incoming ones. So this makes a kind of envelope where the outgoing terrestrial radiations remain absorbed within the Earth's troposphere itself, which imbalances the heat budget of the Earth.
Okay. And why this ozone layer is formed? What is the process, chemical process?
Sir, ozone layer is formed actually the reaction of the oxygen. Oxygen single atom reacts, then form O2, and then another oxygen comes with, and this is form O3. This process is very continuous, formation and deformation continues every single minute, and this O3, this is where this is formed in a bulk, in a large number. We call it an ozone layer that is found in the stratosphere.
Why it happens only in the stratosphere and not within the troposphere?
Sir, I am not aware about the actual reason, but in the troposphere also ozone is formed. That is called the ground level ozone. And with this peroxyacetyl-nitrile, if I'm right, the nitrous oxide reacts and then ozone is formed, sir. Sir, maybe it can be a reason of the temperature that from troposphere, as we move upwards, temperature is decreasing, and from stratosphere it is different. This might be the reason, but I'm not fully aware of it.
Which substances are called forever chemicals?
Sir, forever chemicals are those which have a very longer lifetime.
So why they are in use?
Sir, this might be because of ozone layer or...
No, not necessarily. These two questions are independent.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, I haven't read about that.
This is about pollution.
Okay.
Okay. So, which are the major chemical pollutants which are making the urban life hazardous?
Okay, sir, these are majorly the nitrogen oxide gases, sulfur oxide gases, volatile organic compounds, and also this excess of CO2. And
it appears
CH4.
That you are good at chemistry. Why did you leave this subject and opted public administration?
Sir, actually, one reason was the comparative advantage, because for chemistry I have to give the different particular time for preparing that.
But you have done MSc, you have already invested 5 years.
Yes, sir. Sir, I also found public administration as a very interesting subject, and I thought that I have read chemistry fully, so I can switch to another subject that will broaden my horizon as well.
Okay, fine. So what's the difference between public sector undertaking and public sector enterprise?
So public sector undertaking are the organizations which are formed under the government, and these organizations are not necessarily commercial in nature. They are formed under the act, and the profit may be their objective or maybe not. But sir, when we talk about public sector enterprises, these are the established under the Companies Act, although there is a government shareholding more than 51%.
Are you clear that you are describing the features correctly?
Sir, as per my best knowledge, I think I am, but if not,
what are departmental enterprises?
Sir, departmental enterprises, the companies that are formed under a particular department, but registered under the Companies Act.
Okay, Uttam. Thank you. So, Uttam,
Yes, sir.
what do you see right here?
Sir, it is a glass of water.
Glass of water. Let's just focus on glass. Is glass a solid or a liquid?
So glass is liquid, but in the water in glass is solid, sir. Water inside is
Are
liquid.
you sure glass is solid?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure? Because chemistry would say it's an amorphous solid.
Okay, sir, but that is also a type of solid, crystalline.
Correct. But
and
what do you mean by
amorphous.
amorphous?
Sir, I think the crystalline is where it is about cleavage, sir. One reason.
The word amorphous, what do you mean by that?
Sir, I think I remember only the cleavage part, that when we cut the amorphous, they can be cut easily, not the crystalline.
Okay, no problem. Uttam,
Yes, sir.
2014.
Yes, sir.
It's a very interesting year for administrative law because practically the whole of Europe, including Northern America, was debating about a book written by Philip Hamburger. The title of the book is Administrative Law Unlawful? And interestingly, the author concludes that administrative law is rank unlawful. Do you agree with that statement?
Sir, administrative law is something that deals with how the administration will work, what are the legal backing to this, and how we can make administration accountable to that. Sir, sometimes administrative law is called as unlawful because of its very nature, that executives are being given power to legislate as well and to adjudicate as well. So, sir, it is against the idea of separation of power. So, yes, we can say that it can be said as unlawful. But if we see the present conditions, as the complexities are increasing, the more specialization is needed, judiciary is overburdened, so administrative law is need of the hour. We cannot do away with it, but with proper precaution measures, with making the administration and executive accountable for their acts, we can
that would do. Uttam, very good, very well answered. Uttam, in terms of India-UK relations,
yes, sir.
It has been projected as a very rosy affair. Till 2015, there were some voices here and there talking about reparations in India, that it's time that UK had to pay reparations to India. Why do you think the topic is fizzled out? Do you think actually UK owes any reparations to India?
Sir, I think something that is in past that should be left in there. I don't think that in present 21st century any country owes anything to another country.
If I were to be a British Prime Minister, it would be music to my ears what you just said.
Sorry, sir?
In other words, almost 250 years of what can be loosely called as loot, you want to do away with it.
Sir,
in the name of past.
Yes, sir, in the name of past, because in present, sir, we cannot make them accountable or anybody about these conditions. But we can enrich our status as a glory of India. We can be a great power in the world. That will definitely do away with all of these things.
Uttam, you're from Haryana, right?
Yes, sir.
Haryana, does it receive rainfall in the retreating monsoon as well?
No, sir. Retreating monsoon, not very much, but sometime little drizzlings may be there, but not in the retreating monsoons.
Of late, we are coming across this interesting word called bomb cyclone. What in the world is bomb cyclone?
So, bomb cyclone, I think it can be called as according to the more wind speed, more than the super cyclone. It maybe it creates more disaster, more destructions.
Okay, all right. You need to revisit on that. My final question to you: what is the primary difference? Name only one. What is the difference between Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 to Indian Constitution?
Sir, Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 is the difference is Schedule 6 is only for the 4 states. It is for both are for the tribals, but Schedule 5 is for the all of the states where the tribal population is living. I think it is for 12 or 13 states are there, and Schedule 6 is only for 4 states. Schedule 6, sir, calls about the Autonomous District Council, which is not present in Schedule 5.
Can Schedule 5 be applied to non-tribal areas?
Sir, no, sir, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, Uttam. You come from Sonipat, right?
Yes, sir.
Near Sonipat bus stand, there is a Kos Minar. Have you seen that?
Yes, sir, I have seen that.
What is the importance of course minar?
Sir, I think I have to read upon this. I have seen that, but I haven't.
Okay, not gone into the depth of the course minar. Some structure was built near the bus stand by Sher Shah Suri.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, tell me, who do you find are the main culprits of female feticide in the society? I give you two options: grandparents and parents.
Sir, I would say that parents, not the grandparents, because grandparents can pressurize the person, but it is up to the parents who have to decide finally that whether they want to keep the child or not.
Do you think the women in the society are that empowered to take a decision despite the pressure from the grandparents?
Sir, actually, I would say no, not that empowered, but they can convince their parents or grandparents about the things.
And suppose they're not convinced then? Suppose they are not willing to change the decision then?
Sir, then they might go for the legal recourse.
Against the fathers? You are saying that the women will go against the parents?
Sir, I think if you are killing a particular life, so you should go against the will of.
Is that practical to go against your own parents to the court of law demanding justice?
Sir, to some extent it can be said, but sir, I think if you are convincing your parents or grandparents very logically, then they might understand
no
these
issues.
things.
Tell me, what is Peter Principle in the public administration?
Sir, Peter Principle is about the promotion. That if when we are doing very good at a particular level of hierarchy, then we are promoted to the next one. I think this creates an incapacity in the individual, because for which he or she was competent, he is given another level.
So is this problem in the Indian bureaucracy right now?
Yes, sir, to some extent we can say yes, it is, because this promotion is sometime is done on the merit basis, but maximum it is based on the seniority level.
So what should be done regarding this incompetence in the public administration?
Sir, incompetence can only be done away with this training only, mid-career trainings or the training by the supervisor. These things can do away with the incompetency.
But we have a lot of trainings being done. So what are the main issues in the training that are not giving the results?
Sir, actually one thing we can say that training courses should be updated as per the need of the hour. Second, I would say that there are persons who are trainees who go to the training centers and they just take it as a pay holiday. So the person should also take it in a very good manner. And second, I would say, sir, that for any promotion or anything, training should be made compulsory, that you have to do a mid-career training for this month or this particular period of time, only then you can be promoted.
But that's all bookish. Don't you sound like a book, like a recommendation we make in the ARCs? Do this, do this. What is the practical aspect? How do we implement on the practical ground? But anyways, leave that. Now tell me, what is the condition to be a developed country?
Sir, development is a very subjective concept. If we talk about the Western countries, they call a better infrastructure, better these hardware approach they take it. If you have more industries, more service orientation, then they are developed. But sir, for India, it might be different, because development is...
No, leave India. Just what is the development aspect?
So development aspect is subjective term, where some take being educated, being healthy is a development, some take it from the environment perspective, some take it...
So is US a developed country?
Sir, yes, US is categorized themselves as a developed country.
But yesterday they had a bomb blast in the New York.
Yes, sir.
So what was the reason behind that bomb blast?
Sir, the bomb blast reason for this is lack of security, lack of focus on the security aspect.
So they are losing the tag of being developed to being a anarchist country?
No, sir, we can't say that, but yes, because the time is changing, so they have to update themselves as per the need of the time.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think India overtaking USA in the aspects of development in say 50 years down the line?
Yes, sir, India can. We have a potential, as we have no human resource development.
In how many years?
Sir, I think maybe in 3 or 4 decades we can.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Uttam,
yes, ma'am.
You passed out in 2016.
Yes, ma'am.
What have you been doing since then?
Ma'am, I am preparing for the civil services, and apart from this, for a part-time job, I gave tuition to the students at my home, school children.
So you were not formally employed, correct?
Yes, ma'am, no.
Uttam, do you believe that increase in unemployment amongst youth in India is partially because of this kind of voluntary unemployment. Why do we see rise in voluntary unemployment?
Ma'am, voluntary unemployment is because that of the high ambition sometimes, that a person want to achieve much higher than of the present capacity. Second, I would say, ma'am, that the persons are not getting job as per their educational criteria or as per their what they consider
But
themselves.
people like you are not even trying for jobs as per their education criteria.
Yeah, ma'am, because I'm trying for something bigger than that of a job at present.
Okay, can you name 2 female chemists for me?
Ma'am, I am able to recall only one, Marie Curie, I think.
Anybody else apart from that?
No, ma'am, I'm not able to.
It's okay. When do we celebrate Haryana Day, Uttam?
Ma'am, it's on 1st November.
Okay. Uttam, do you feel it's right time for Haryana now to have a capital of its own, which it doesn't share with any other state? What is your opinion on that?
Ma'am, my opinion on that is that if it is about developing a separate capital, yes, then for the emotional protection of the citizens of the resident of the both states, then both states should develop a separate capital. Only Haryana should not do. And in the other way, ma'am, yes, if we will develop a separate capital, that will create more development in the state. And if we develop it somewhere, for example, Jean was suggested as a capital for the Haryana, it will bring development to that particular region, ma'am.
Okay. Uttam, what is Uttam about you to make you a civil servant?
Ma'am, I think my strengths. I'm a very disciplined person. I'm a hard-working person. And I'm also very helping nature person. I think these 3 qualities I found myself as like my name.
Uttam, recently there was an uproar around beauty pageants. People feel that beauty pageants just objectify and commoditize women. And why should somebody who is only good looking be rewarded for those looks in which they had no role to play? Because, your looks are maybe genetic or inherited. Do you concur with this view?
No, ma'am, I don't think so that beauty should be given much priority. It should not be.
So we should do away with beauty pageants?
Yes, ma'am, we should do away with, because after all, a person attitude, his or her mental ability, thinking, and emotional EQ does matter, ma'am. Beauty does not matter to a lot extent, and it should be done away with this.
Are you a feminist, Uttam?
Yes, ma'am. I found that yes, feminist in my term is, ma'am, equal rights. Not a priority to the women, but equal rights as to the similar to the male should be given to the women.
Okay. Uttam, if I had to tell you that you have to tell me 2 good qualities of your mother that you would want to imbibe and 2 bad qualities that you would not want to imbibe, which will these be?
Ma'am, I think first one will be the patience. She works very patiently, and I will like to adapt that. And second one definitely is in hard work. That she's very hard working. I like that, ma'am. But sometime my mother irritates about that all the work she has to done. I don't think that I should adapt that one. And another I'm not able to recall.
Okay,
now.
you like to travel.
Yes, ma'am.
Which was the last place you traveled to?
Ma'am, Amritsar.
Amritsar. So you went to Golden Temple.
Yeah.
Which highways fell in your way?
Ma'am, I think NH1.
That's already there, yeah.
Yeah.
And
NH2 was, I think that is.
Are you sure?
Ma'am, I'm not sure, but I'm recalling this.
Okay, my last question to you, Uttam, is if life is a journey, what is your destination?
Ma'am, my destination is actually fulfilling the purpose of my life. That at the end, everybody has only one destination, that is death. That whenever I grow old and whenever I look back in my life, I should not be regret about anything in my life. That yes, whatever I want to try, I did, and now I'm satisfied with all of my decisions and whatever journey I did.
Thank you, Uttam. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uttam, have you heard of water wives?
Water wives?
Wives,
No,
you have not heard. Okay, Uttam, you said you are disciplined, you are hardworking, you are helping,
yes,
isn't it? With all these attributes, how are you going to go about handling difficult people?
Sorry, sir.
How you deal with difficult people, people who don't listen to you, very difficult to make them disciplined. How are you going to deal with them?
So firstly, I will list up their characteristics. That okay, what type of person they are, and after that, sir, I have read a book, How to Win and Influence the People. In that book, there are 2 traits what I have learned, that one, we should not criticize them for their action. Rather, we should take another approach. Make it as a friendly, that okay, this is not in my favor, but this is in your favor. I will convey the message in that way. And second, I would say the appreciation. Whatever little good things they will work, I will appreciate them, and in that way I will be a behavioral person, that I am taking their behavior into aspect, and in that way, sir, they will be more closer to me, and then I will create my influence on them.
Okay, thank you very much, Uttam. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir.
Sit, Uttam. So, how was your experience?
Sir, it was good. It was my first mock interview, sir. I would say even first interview in my life.
Okay, this was your first attempt. This is going to be your first attempt at the UPSC interview.
Yes, sir. In any of my life, I haven't given ever interview.
And the overall, it's your second attempt.
Sir, it is third one, but first interview.
First
Prelims,
interview.
I could not qualify in both of the first attempts.
This
First
time
and
you have
second.
qualified
Prelims,
prelims.
mains, yes, sir.
So you are through. Going to be your interview, Uttam, has gone very well.
Okay, sir.
You are a very humble person, very polite, and person of integrity, as we call it. So that is a very important attribute of any civil servant. Then you had a positive body language also,
Okay, sir.
and with a sense of purpose, and you answered on variety of questions very well. The range of questions you must have appreciated. Not many questions were asked on different subjects. You tried to attempt very well all those questions. So that is also your whole personality is getting tested there, not your knowledge only.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So how do you react under a stressful situation? When you are in an embarrassing situation, how do you try to wriggle out of that? What are your point of view? Whether you are able to convey your point of view in a cogent manner, in a clear manner, in a confident manner. So all these things are required of a civil servant, and based on these attributes only, your personality is tested. The whole components, if I say, integrity is the first and foremost. Your ethical values, your integrity, and that gets reflected in performance. And you have done exceedingly well on those parameters.
Yes, sir.
Your interview is on
9th of May.
a lot
sir.
of time is there.
Yes, sir.
So read on factuals, because you have opted for PSIR, PSU. What is a PSU? What is a public sector enterprise? How one is different from the other? Because otherwise, if it is one and the same, there is no need for giving two different terms.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So it is expected of you, a person who is knowledgeable, who has studied the subject, these things you should study.
Yes, sir.
Then you are a student of chemistry, no?
Yes, sir. So should I study chemistry, sir? Actually, I was not in touch for the last 5
No,
years.
you can't be studying your subject per se, because your subject, your knowledge has already been tested.
Okay.
So let me be very clear that your knowledge will not be tested again. Even if you don't answer 5 out of 7 questions on chemistry, you should not bother. You should not worry about that,
Okay, sir.
because chemistry are not called for the interview for to clear the examination on chemistry, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So just a subject, as because you have opted for this subject, some general questions may be asked. Like a question was asked whether it is solid or it is liquid. Then you said it's solid. The counter question was it is solid or amorphous. Then you got slightly confused, isn't it? So such type of question, Googleys will come to you. So don't get unnerved by such Googleys. That is the whole purpose of asking this type of question, to see your mental willingness to face those questions and your mental alacrity, as we call it. So that is very important. So prepare on that also. And you had given interview for CDS also, no?
Yes, sir.
So you said that it is your first interview.
Sir, actually, I could not go through with that. Na? On the very first day, I was out of that. That was screening test. That was not an interview.
It was not an interview.
Was on third day.
But in your DAF, you have mentioned somewhere that you have taken the CDS interview.
No, sir. That is for assistant commandant, UPSc.
But that was an interview or not?
No, sir. Actually, sir, for assistant commandant, I have qualified written and physical test. Interview will be in June or somewhere in July.
You have not faced any interview.
No, sir.
Why the purpose of asking this question was that whatever you said is genuine or not.
Yes, it is genuine. Sir.
If it is genuine, no issues,
Yes,
no
sir.
issues. Because somewhere we came to know that it appeared for CDS and all that.
Yes,
So
sir. I
created-
appeared, but I could not enter into the interview. There was a screening on the first day.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if I don't know if you have mentioned that in your DAP, then go through it again once again.
Yes, sir. I will.
Then you clarify while giving the interview if this question is asked.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, excellent performance. Very nice. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, first one that what about my communication? I don't feel very confident.
Your only thing is, I just forgot to tell you, when you entered, you were very nervous. You were panting also, like this.
Okay,
So
sir.
this showed your nervousness. I don't know. Is it your normal style?
No,
or
sir. Actually, I was at
you
that
were?
time.
So just get over that nervousness. Why are you getting nervous? This is the biggest opportunity in your career, isn't it? It's a life-changing interview for you.
Yes.
There's no reason for you to get nervous. You have cleared so many hurdles, and now you are chosen few, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you should go with full of confidence, and some amount of nervousness is good otherwise also, but you should not be guided by this, otherwise it will impact your performance.
Okay, sir.
So that all for 30 minutes we kept on noticing you. We're slightly, I mean, if I use the word panting, so it was like that only. That should not be. We your natural self, a normal person, and that's all right. You are almost there.
Okay.
You're almost there. You have done good in your written. You will be getting very good marks in the interview, and you will be through this time only. In your very first attempt, you have cleared 2 hurdles. You will be clearing 3rd hurdle also.
Okay, sir. And sir, some question, for example, this PSU and PSC, I was not clear about, but still I write to answer that.
No, but
should I?
you see, these questions 99.9% will not be asked. Purpose of asking question is not to elicit a response from you. Person of asking factual question is how you react to that.
Okay.
That is the purpose. Okay. That whether you try to bluff, whether you speak a lie, or you are honest enough to admit. So, word of caution, whenever you don't know the difference or anything, be candid enough to admit that I don't know.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That will give you a good credence, a good marks also at the same time.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.